Hello and welcome to Jilly's Nails. We have the Orly Impressions Spring 2022 collection. It came with two bonus items. The first one is the Shining Armor Top Coat. It is long wearing and it is incredibly shiny. I did top everything with it in the swatch photos. We also have Orly Bonder. If you know me, you know I love this. It's a great base coat. It doesn't hide ridges and things great. It does okay at it. So on some of my really ridgy nails, I'll use that Sally Hansen's Complete 7-in-1 and then I'll use the bonder over it. But it is a great base coat polish. I am also using the UNT as a peel off in this because I am doing 6 swatches on natural nails. I'm trying not to do the tips right now. So I am going to put this down on all of my nails for all swatches. And if anybody knows of a good one that's not a glue base, like I hate the Sally Hansen one, let me know because I can't find it. First color is Provence at Dusk. Now, if you read the description of this color online, it says it's lilac, and then it says it will remind you of lavender fields. So I'm like, well, is it lilac or is it lavender? I'm really confused. To me, it looks like a lavender in person, and I have to tell you, this one's my favorite out of the collection. And don't get me wrong, I really like this collection. But the formula on this, and I've decided to swatch on my ridgy nails on purpose. Because I want you to see what it looks like in a bad condition instead of these perfect conditions that we see all the time. It looks great in one coat. It's a little tiny bit sheer. That was almost a one coat pastel. If you don't know how rare that is, then you don't know. Because pastels are notoriously pain in the butt to formulate and make them really nice for the user and to keep the price down. The next color is Blue Iris, and I had very high hopes that this one would have a similar formula to the first polish, and it was just not as nice. There's no other way to say it. If you watch Dairy Girls, you know what I'm saying. It's just not as nice. The first one was just practically perfect. I will rave about that polish for years to come. That one was amazing. The formula was so good. This one, it seemed like it was a little bit thinner. As you see, it's kind of like running into my cuticles a little bit. And still kind of splotchy a little bit over the ridges, which that is to be expected. You know, ridgy nails don't take perfect polish applications. You usually have to do something to correct the ridges. But that's why I want to swatch on these nails. And so you can see shadows and things sometimes on ridgy nails. But this one, even like when I was trying to go back in and do the second coat, I couldn't get the brush to kind of wiggle in any into that cuticle line. And then it was almost like the second coat felt thicker because of the base coat under it. It just was really odd. But it is a beautiful color. It's a nice cornflower blue. This collection's all based kind of off artists and like Monet, that kind of style. And I think they're beautiful. Now, in the bottles, they kind of look similar online. That's why I'm showing you shots next to each other. They're not the same. One is a lavender, one is a cornflower blue. Then we have Artist Garden, which I really like this green. I was very nervous about this one because I'm trying to do thin coats. I'm trying not to do such thick coats when I paint my nails. Because I do have a tendency to do thicker coats. So I'm trying to do thin coats, and that one really scared me because it was not hanging out in those ridges well at all. Lots of shadow, lots of streaks and kind of splotchiness, even on nails without ridges, so I was a little concerned. But that second coat came in and it knocked it out of the park. I mean, it's a very nice 2-coat polish. I really like this color. If you look online at their marketing and stuff, they have artworks behind it that they use kind of for inspiration. And this one's awesome. I love this green. I think it's perfect for spring because it's not really sage, but it's not that kind of in-your-face green either. It's kind of almost like a dusty green. It's really pretty in person. And then we have Golden Afternoon. This one, if you had to pick a Crayola crayon, it's goldenrod. It's like a goldenrod color. And this one, in my opinion, as tends to be typical with yellows, had the worst formula. Yellows, I think, pastels are hard to formulate. I can tell, just because as a nail polish user, I can tell. Yellows seem to be notoriously so. And I always wondered why you couldn't find that many yellow nail polishes out in the world, and I think it's because of this. Like, they just tend to look streaky. They tend to get shadowy. Even after 2 coats, this one was not full opacity. And understand this, like, I still like the color a lot. But as what's typical for yellows is it was kind of splotchy and streaky. It looks like it's going to come out really nice here, and I'm like, okay, maybe, but it did have shadows in it, and it had shadows on several nails, and I really took my time to really try to apply it nicely, and it's still kind of shadowed. So that one's probably a 3-coater, and y'all know how I feel about 3-coaters. Don't love them. Next to last is Dance With Me. This one and the last bottle also look kind of similar online, like they're going to be really close in color. They very much are not. This one has a very corally look to it. It's got like a tiny touch of pink, but like in person when I was doing it, I remember thinking, oh, this is a nice pink. But when I see it on video here, it looks a little more coral. So I would say it's kind of somewhere in between the two, and you can see first and second coat there. Beautiful formula, came out nice. It was a tiny bit streaky, but I think on that one it was me. I think I accidentally wiped something off with the brush. But this one is one of my favorites too. It's Parcs and Parasols. And I'm going to show you swatches of this one next to the other one so you can see they're not the, you know, in the bottles they look similar, in person they're not. This one is definitely more of a rose color, and it's a very dusty rose color. Like, you know how I was talking in the last video about how my mom likes neutrals? These 2 last colors are right up my mom's alley. Like, I guarantee you she would wear both of those. I thought that one was really pretty with 1 coat, even though it was still sheer. And after 2 coats, it looks fantastic, especially with that top coat on. That top coat that came in there is $15, y'all. Whew. I start getting twitchy over $10, but if I really like a product, I will pay more for it. And I don't know if I would pay $15 for a top coat, but it is a nice one. It's very nice, so don't get me wrong. I'm going to have to see how it goes over stamping to see if it streaks or if it's a really good top coat for stamping. If it is, I might keep buying it. But you can see next to each other how the one on the right has much more peachy, corally kind of tones, and the one on the left is a lot more dusty. And I'm only showing these to you because, like I said, online, they look very similar when they are not. So here were the 2 bonus items, and we're just going to kind of go over the colors. I will tell you I had a problem with this order and got a little frustrated with Orly's customer service because my order was lost somewhere. And I just got this in the mail like a couple days ago, and I tried to get it resolved like several weeks ago. So I'm a little grumpy about that part with Orly. Do better. The collection overall, I do like. I love the first color. Love it. Hands down, love it. And I do like the collection. I just wish the yellow had been a little bit better. And I wish the customer service had been a little bit better. But let me know what you guys think of this collection. Do you even like pastels? I know some people are like, I love them or I hate them. They're kind of a major divider. So I'm curious to see what you think. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.